When I was young, our house was, filled with antiques. My parents have amazing taste. I wanted the builder grade modern houses that my friends had. I'm like, ew, our house is so old and filled with junk, And now I'm like, oh my God, what's this? Like, I still have fun looking around the house now with renewed eyes. Hi, I'm Katie, and this is my handmade home in Los Angeles, California. So what I do for a living is I'm an interior designer and I'm a content creator, and both of those things really influence the way that my space looks, because as a content creator, I am constantly changing spaces in my home, keeping it fresh and exciting, and I have a passion for thrifting, so I'm always getting new pieces and changing pieces out. So when I saw this house online for the first time, I was so excited. It was built in 1953. It's mid-century style, which I do really love, and it just had such great bones. I love the energy of the space. I love this tall, open ceiling, slanted ceiling in this big open room, and I knew it was my house. So when we moved in, this home looked completely different. It was all white. It was very minimal. It kind of had a Japandi decor to it, so a little bit boho, very modern, and it initially inspired the way that I decorated when we moved in. I was a little bit more minimal. I was doing things a little bit more neutral, and then I realized, this isn't me. This does not feel like me. I love color. I need color, and I just went crazy with a color explosion. First of all, let's talk about this wall behind me. This is actually a mural by Photo Wall Sweden. It's called Cosmic Abstraction. It's one of the first major changes that I made in my home that really expressed my personality and felt like me. And 4+ years later, I'm still not sick of it, so I think that's a huge testament to it. That, I think, is one of the most eye-catching pieces in this room. That's definitely one of the things that people comment on the most when they first come in the door. I added this Jonathan Adler neon by Yellow Pop, and I actually thrifted this piece of art in Lake Arrowhead for $20. That was a really good score. These vintage mushroom lamps I got on Facebook Marketplace. These are all little finds that I have thrifted as well, and I have had this piece I got from Sunbeam Vintage 12, 13 years ago. I still love it. It's such a sculptural, fun credenza. I am not sick of it. I think it'll be in my family forever. This beautiful piece here is by Meredith Steel Art. I have some pieces of her in my home. I love her art. My favorite space in our home is this room, actually, because it's such a big open space and it has so many different areas. The living room here is where we watch TV and play games and hang out. Obviously, the dining space is where we eat and come together as a family and with friends. And, this is the entryway, the first introduction to the home. I have all of my work and play in this room, so it's definitely my favorite. Next, we have this office space over here. I do change it out with a chair if I'm actually working, but I got these little leopard ottomans by the inside. You can custom design what you want, and of course leopard is a neutral, so I had to put that in. This burlwood desk is by Dear Keaton. These are all pieces that I got online or thrifted, and these shelves hold some of my most favorite treasures. Either pieces that I've thrifted for the majority, or pottery that's really special to me. One of my very best friends, Robin Watts, he makes pottery, and this is one of the pieces that he did. There's several of his other pieces on these shelves and throughout my home. When people walk through my door, I want them to feel excited. I want them to feel curious. I love talking about all of my vintage finds and my fun pieces, and so I want them to be excited about it too and to want to talk about it and just to have a great time. Then if you move this way, you have my favorite piece in the whole home, this double arc Vintage Nova of California lamp. This was a score that I got on Facebook Marketplace. I died when I saw it, and it really inspired the revamp of this entire space. I changed where I had the couch. It really sparked my love of postmodern and shapely pieces, and I honestly just don't imagine myself ever being sick of it. I think it's a timeless, cool, fun piece. I would define postmodern design as shapely pieces, lots of curves. It's 80s, Italian a lot of the time. Let me tell you about this art. Art honestly is the personality of the home. It's so subjective. I have a lot of really interesting pieces in my home, and I think they do reflect my personality, and they make people want to look at them and think about them and talk about them. They're such a great conversation piece. This art is one of my favorite pieces in my whole home. It's such a special piece. It's by Charlene Kane, and she creates these collages using little tiny pieces of paper that she collects from all over the world. She took Son of Man, created Daughter of Woman. I love how she modernized it, and the colors are perfect for in here. It's one of my favorite pieces in my home. Which brings us to the corner and one of my most talked about pieces in my home, this large quirky face planter. Everyone loves it. I got this from 45.3 Modern Vintage. Such a fun piece. I love the scale of it. And I paired it with this really cool foot planter that's reminiscent of John Dickinson. And I got that from NFS. So maximalism to me does not equate with clutter. And I think a lot of times people think like, oh, you just have like a cluttered home. No, maximalism for me is my love of things, my love of thrifting, and wanting to display all of my treasures, but to do it in an elevated way. So I will have lots of shelving with lots of little decor items. It's mixing a lot of different styles like patterns and colors, but you can do it in a cohesive way so that it makes sense and it's visually interesting. If you stay within the same color families, you're not getting circusy with it. I think a lot of times people think that it's juvenile or circusy or just cluttered, and that's not what I do. Over here, I got this massive Lee Reynolds vintage piece off of Facebook Marketplace. It also disguises my ugly black box, so that's how I cover my TV. I definitely recommend that solution. It's a really, affordable, easy one, especially if you're thrifting it. Let me tell you about this marble statue down here. This beautiful green torso, this is one of my favorite vintage finds. I got this from Odd Collectors online, and it actually, I love it so much that it inspired my wallpaper line. The green marble that I'm doing was inspired by this. So these super fun chonky chairs I got from Cardiel as well. These are the mouse chairs. I just loved how whimsical and fun they were, and I think that peach and mustard are two of my favorite colors together. I custom designed these circle ball pillows by Willow and Moon with the leopard fabric because, as I said, it's a neutral and it just really complements the space. I thrifted this fun little sculpture, and this marble table is one of my favorite end tables. That's by Handmade Home. So all of these pieces I actually thrifted on the floor here. And this piece of art I thrifted as well. I just love it. It's so weird and cool. And this is also by Meredith Steele, who did the piece over there. I love the way that her pieces pop in 3D and are just really cool and fun. Behind me, I have one of the most talked about pieces in my home, this big circular shelf. I got this for $50 on Facebook Marketplace, so that was a really great score. I blocked the window, which some people say is a weird design choice, but I love the way the light filters through, and it was just a big square before, and I think it's much more interesting this way. This also holds most of my vintage thrifted treasures. This is one of my greatest finds of all time. This is a Richard Burkett Memphis clock. I got this for $10 in Florida. They have some of the best thrifting there. And this is one of my greatest finds of all time. I thrifted this for $25 in a thrift store in Tehachapi, and I discovered that it was by Paul Blaine Henry, and his pieces go for thousands online. I feel so lucky to have an original oil painting of his that I scored for 25 bucks in a thrift shop. This egg is actually a Lazy Susan, and you can also practice your DJ skills on it. How fun is that? This table I got from Badlands Vintage. It's inlaid bone and brass. These chairs are vintage Douglas of California. This light fixture is the focal point of this area for sure. I had it custom designed by Blueprint Lighting, New York. This super fun squiggle side table I also found on Facebook Marketplace. It was so funny, I couldn't get a hold of the guy for I tried to get this table for like 3 days. I was stalking him, and finally he wrote me back, and I was like, I'll come to you right now, I'll pay for it right now, I want it so bad. So I ended up getting it. I was very happy about that. And this is my colorful, whimsical, vintage 50s kitchen with the mint and the peach. I redid this space. It was all black and white before, and I love the way that it lightened and brightened it. This wallpaper is by Sur la Mer, and fruit salad, belongs in your kitchen. Really fun, colorful. I spray painted this piece. I thrifted it for like 10 bucks and it was just wood. So I spray painted it this lavender to be really fun. I have lots of plants in my kitchen. This space gets the best lighting in my whole home, and honestly, they're the happiest here. So this is where the majority of my plants live. I love these little bay windows here. They host the majority of my succulents. I added in the peach and the mint elements. I thrifted a lot of this colorful glassware. Glassware is such an easy, wonderful thing to thrift. I definitely recommend it. So my oven is by Cooch Designs, and I love these because you can actually change out the front panel. I had it green before when my kitchen was black and white, and then I decided to change the panel to white. So they actually have several different door color options available, which is super convenient for someone like me who loves to change the color in their home often. And then of course, the pièce de résistance is the Smeg refrigerator. This is obviously the focal point of the kitchen. I love the mint, I love the retro design, and it also just works really well for our family and we love it. So this is my favorite piece in the kitchen for sure. This is my son Sebastian's room. It is very whimsical, very colorful, very fun. I wanted it to be inspiring to him and invigorating, and he absolutely loves it. He actually helped pick out the wall murals. This blue wavy one is by Bellarte Studios. I have made into a big Keith Haring fan, like me too, and that neon is by Yellow Pop with their collaboration with Keith Haring. A lot of these pieces are thrifted as well. He obviously has his books over here, this Turkish rug on the ground. This checkered rug is by Benny Sook. And here we have Felix. This is our bearded dragon. He's shedding right now, so he's a little low energy, but he's real cute and we love him. Our livable space is only 934 square feet, so it is a small space, and we maximize that by going vertically, by adding a lot of shelving, by doing a lot of gallery walls and expressing ourselves through the art on the walls so that everything stays flat and open and you can still display and, you know, be creative. And this loft bed we recently got from Novogratz, and we put it together. It was super easy to do, and it has the desk already built in. So he does his homework down here with his little chair and has his loft bed for nighttime. So we're really space saving here as well. This is a really tiny room. So the way that we made that work, again, was by going vertically. So my pink bathroom, I am very proud of. It was a DIY for me. It was just a white box with a little cylindrical shower and gray hideous tile, and I decided I wanted to redo it all. So I hand painted all of the tile and put in a tub and wallpapered and painted, and now it's a really colorful, fun space. I put in this arch mirror here, and this piece here is by Laura Berger. She's such a talented artist. I first discovered her in Palm Springs at the Ace Hotel. She did a mural there and I fell in love with her work, so I looked her up and I was able to get this limited edition print from her a few years ago. It's still one of my absolute favorites. This is one of my most polarizing pieces on Instagram for sure. Everyone's like either in love with this stool or thinks that it is hideous and says it looks like barnacles left in the bottom of an ocean forever. And I don't mind because I like weird, ugly things. This piece is one of my most asked about pieces in my home. It's called Blush Faces. Such a fun curtain. I think your shower curtain should be fun, so bring that to your space. It's a really easy way to make a transition. Even if you're renting, you don't like your bathroom, get a fun, colorful curtain. And this pink tub I had custom designed by Vintage Tub, the pink color. I gave them the exact color to make, so it matches my bathroom perfectly. I love it. It's where I relax and unwind, and it's my favorite part of the space. So our bedroom is, I've just actually redid it to a clay color. I wanted it to kind of feel like a cozy clay cave, and I want it to feel very soothing and peaceful in there. That's where you sleep, obviously, so you don't want anything like jarring, and you know, I'm always attracted to that peachy colors. And the wallpaper that I just put in there is part of a capsule collection that I recently did with Bobby Beck, and it's based off all pieces in my living room that are really popular. So I did 4 different types in different colorways, and that's one of them that is paired with this checkered ombre rug in the living room. So this super cool snake lamp is by Stray Dog Designs. I love their really cool, unique pieces. I also swapped out the lampshade. This is from their site too, but it originally came with a gold shade and I just loved this one, so I swapped that out. My bed I just got from Joybird and I love it. It brings me so much joy. This peach color, and I love that it mimics pillows behind on the headboard. So this is my little 80s Miami corner. I'm not mad at it though, I love that. I got this pink ceramic fish from Pepe's thrift store. I got this really cool ribbed oversized vase from Easton House. He's an amazing Instagram online vintage dealer. I got these really fun postmodern lamps from Harem Modern. And this I got from Fig and Oak. It looks like burlwood, which is what I love about it. It's actually like a laminate, but such a cool piece. I thrifted this, but this was from Penny Marshall's estate. She had amazing taste. And the rest of it pretty much is all thrifted finds. A design trend, an item that never goes out of style. I talked about it already, but I'll talk about it again. Art, 100%. I mean, we can appreciate pieces that are hundreds of years old, you know. If you love it, your style may change. You might not connect with the art anymore, but that art has value. Art's so subjective. It's your own personal style, but it never goes out of style. Like, art is definitely worth the investment every time. I think no space should be without color. Color is how you express yourself. It's your personality. It's your mood. It's a vibe. Like when I walk into a space and I see color, I get you know? So personally, I feel like no space should be without color. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to Handmade for more home tours like this.